welcome to the deep dive. You send us the information you're curious about and, well, we extract the crucial insights.
Yeah, basically so you can get up to speed really quickly and efficiently.
Exactly. No wading through endless stuff, we do the heavy lifting for you.
Think of it like upgrading your brain, but faster.
Yeah. So today, we're tackling a really interesting and I think super practical AI tool, Google's newly upgraded NotebookLM. A listener actually pointed us to a great YouTube video transcript. It's from the Auditor channel detailing all the new features.
And the best part, it's free, like totally free. And it seems like it could genuinely change how you learn and work.
Right. So our goal today is pretty clear. Explore these 6 new functionalities.
And really figure out how they can become, valuable tools in your day-to-day.
Okay, so let's kick things off. What exactly is NotebookLM, like, at its heart?
Okay, so fundamentally, it's an AI assistant from Google. It's designed specifically to summarize and answer questions based on stuff you upload, your notes, your files, other materials.
And the key thing you mentioned is it learns from what you upload, right?
Exactly. Its knowledge base is literally the documents you give it.
That seems like a huge plus. Because, the whole AI making stuff up, hallucinating.
That's a big concern with other models. Here, you have more confidence because it's drawing directly from your own trusted sources.
Okay.
It's a really fundamental difference compared to, say, traditional large language models. Your content is the primary source.
Which makes it good for unique stuff, like meeting notes.
Oh, incredibly useful. Meeting notes, internal reports, project documents, stuff that isn't just out there on the web.
Right.
The more specific your info, the better it works. And because it only uses your docs, they're calling it a closed system.
Closed system.
Yeah, it doesn't search the internet, so you get much more accurate source-based answers. No wading through irrelevant web hits.
So it's like having an expert who's only read your specific books or files?
That's a perfect analogy, yeah. Their insights are totally tied to what you've provided. And it's not just, chat back and forth. NotebookLM gives you outputs in lots of different formats.
Like what?
Well, the video mentioned audio overviews, like little podcasts, also study guides, briefing documents, FAQs, timelines, even mind maps.
Wow, okay. That's quite a range. So professionally speaking, who really benefits most from this?
Oh, lots of people. Imagine analyzing, say, quarterly reports next to competitor data. NotebookLM could synthesize that super fast.
Plotting trends, maybe?
Exactly. Or if you're building strategic plans using industry reports, case studies, it helps pull out the key bits. Could be great for managing client relationships too, right? Tracking meeting notes, communication logs.
Yeah, I could see that.
And like we saw in the video, it's a fantastic learning assistant. If you need to pick up a new skill fast, feed it the tutorials, the resources.
Sounds like it could really smooth out a lot of different workflows. So how do you actually get started with it?
Pretty straightforward. You need a Google account to log in. Depending on where you are, internet access might be a thing to consider, but yeah.
Okay.
Once you're in, the interface is quite clean. You just create a new notebook.
And then upload stuff.
Yep, that's the first step. Upload your materials.
What kind of files does it take? Is it limited?
It's pretty broad, actually. Word docs, Excel, PowerPoint, PDFs, plain text files, even MP3 audio.
MP3s. Interesting.
Yeah, and Google Docs, website links, images too. The video even mentioned uploading your own audio recordings, which is kind of cool for capturing quick thoughts.
Okay, pretty flexible.
Yeah.
So let's get into these new features then. Number 1, using it as an online notebook for summarizing and organizing. What's the big deal here compared to other AI?
The huge leap, really, is the context window. It's just vastly bigger than many other tools, especially like the free ChatGPT.
Context window.
Yeah.
That's like the AI's short-term memory, right? How much it can juggle at once.
Pretty much, yeah. It's often the bottleneck for processing big documents. A bigger window means it can handle more info without sort of forgetting the beginning.
Okay. So it can summarize longer things more accurately.
Exactly. The video had a great example using Sahil Bloom's book, The 5 Laws of Wealth. Instead of feeding the AI chunks of the book, you just upload the whole PDF. Then ask for a summary of the key principles.
And what's the summary like? Just a block of text?
It gives you a concise overview, but and this is crucial, it includes citations, little numbers.
Okay.
And you can click those citations. It takes you right to the specific spot in the actual document where it got that information.
Oh, that's brilliant. Seriously.
Yeah. It makes it super easy to check the AI's work, verify the summary against the source.
Fantastic. So no more wondering, Did you just make that up? The proof is right there.
Precisely. You get a quick overview of a big doc with clear links back. Super useful.
And you can save these summaries.
Yep. The video mentioned you can save the AI responses as notes right there in NotebookLM. And you can add your own manual notes alongside them, too. Keep everything together.
Okay. What about the limits? How much can you actually throw at it?
They've really upped the capacity. You can now have up to 50 different sources in one notebook.
50 sources, like 50 separate files or links.
Exactly. And the size limit for each of those sources, it jumped from 200,000 characters to 500,000. 500,000 characters per source.
Whoa, okay. That's a massive increase. So 50 times 500,000.
Yeah.
What did that add up to?
Potentially around 25 million characters total context in a single notebook.
25 million.
Yeah. I mean, just for comparison, the video notes that even the paid ChatGPT has a much smaller limit. You often end up copying and pasting stuff in bits.
So NotebookLM essentially has a much, much bigger working memory for your information.
That's a great way to put it.
Which means, beyond just summarizing one long doc, it could connect ideas across multiple documents, right? Find links you might miss.
Absolutely. That expanded context allows for way more nuanced analysis. It has more background to draw from. The video shared a cool use case. Someone uploading years of their own personal notes to find connections between different thoughts over time.
I could see that being amazing for research.
Or imagine uploading transcripts from a whole series of interviews.
Yeah.
You could ask it to find recurring themes across all of them.
Yeah, huge potential there for anyone dealing with large info archives. Okay, let's shift gears. Feature number 2, turning notes into study guides and outlines. Sounds like a student's dream.
It really does. Once you've got your notes uploaded, NotebookLM can just automatically whip up a study guide, like with one click.
Automatically. What's in these study guides?
According to the video, they usually have a few parts. A knowledge review section to kind of consolidate the main ideas, quizzes to test your understanding, even essay questions to make you think deeper, and definitions of key terms.
That's pretty comprehensive for an automated tool. And just one click saves a ton of time.
Totally. The video suggested parents could use it for homework help. Upload the kids' course materials, generate practice questions, highlight the main points.
That could definitely take some stress off homework time. Now, the video also mentioned briefing documents. What are those about?
Right, briefing documents. Think of them as like a summary of the summary.
Okay.
They're really useful when you're dealing with a lot of sources. Say you've uploaded 30 or 40 different files on one topic.
Right, like that 25 million character limit we talked about.
Exactly. The briefing doc pulls out the absolute core concepts from all that summarized information. It's the super distilled essence.
So an even higher level view of a complex topic.
Precisely. And there's a neat function the video highlighted. Convert to source.
Convert to source.
Yeah, you can take that super condensed briefing document and make it another source within your notebook.
Ah, so you can then ask questions about the briefing document itself.
You got it. It lets you drill down very efficiently, get the big picture, then query the condensed version for specific.
That sounds incredibly efficient for tackling really dense subjects with lots of inputs.
It is. The video really emphasized its value for immersive learning. Students, people starting new jobs, upload textbooks, lecture notes, training docs, related articles, all of it, and get a quick grasp of the core principles.
Makes sense. Okay, feature 3. Timelines and mind maps. Visualizing info is often key.
Absolutely. Sometimes seeing the structure or sequence makes all the difference. For timelines, the video used an example with ancient Egyptian history from Wikipedia.
Okay.
Upload the link, click the timeline button, and boom! NotebookLM generates a chronological list of the main events.
Nice. Super useful for history, obviously, but also maybe project steps or process flows.
For sure. Any sequence of events. The video did briefly mention using another tool, Napkin AI, to turn that text timeline into visual charts.
Oh.
Which could be handy for presentations. But the cool thing is, NotebookLM now has its own built-in mind map feature.
Oh, even better. Integrated. How does that work?
It takes your notes, your documents, whatever you've uploaded, and turns it into a visual mind map.
So you instantly see the main structure.
Exactly. The main themes, how they relate. It's great when you're diving into something totally new, gives you that visual entry point, helps you see the connections before getting lost in details.
Like seeing the blueprint of an idea.
Yeah, precisely. It visually shows how concepts link up, which helps with structured thinking. Breaks information down into chunks. Better for understanding, better for memory.
And is it just a static image?
No, that's another cool part. The video pointed out you can actually expand each level of the mind map. Click on a branch to see the subtopics.
Oh, interactive.
Very. And when you click on a final level topic, like a specific term at the end of a branch,
Yeah.
the main chat interface then generates more detailed insights and discussion about that specific term, pulling info directly from your sources.
That's slick. So you
Yeah.
can visually navigate and then dive deep when you find something interesting.
Yep. And the mind map is downloadable too. You can save it or share it.
Okay, really powerful visualization tools there. Now, feature 4, turning NotebookLM into a learning assistant or like a personal encyclopedia. This sounds like a massive time saver.
Oh, yeah. It tackles that classic problem. You need to learn something now, maybe for a project deadline that's super tight.
They've all been there.
Right. So the trick is you first get NotebookLM to learn the topic for you.
How?
The video gave a great meta example. Say you want to learn how to use NotebookLM itself really well.
Okay.
You'd go find maybe some top-rated YouTube tutorial videos about it. Then just upload the links to those videos as your sources in NotebookLM.
Ah, so you don't have to sit and watch like 5 hours of tutorials.
Exactly. You feed it the links, and then you can just ask it specific questions. How do I use the mind map feature? What file types does it support? It answers based on the video content.
Without you watching the video. That's good.
Massive time saver. And it's not just videos, websites, articles, any relevant stuff. Remember, up to 50 sources per topic.
Right. So how does the personal encyclopedia idea work?
The same principle. Pretty much. Let's say you're planning a trip, maybe somewhere like Hokkaido in Japan, and you want to find cool, off-the-beaten-path stuff.
Okay.
You could find some popular YouTube travel vlogs about Hokkaido, maybe some blog posts or articles about hidden gems. Upload those links.
And instead of watching hours of vlogs and reading everything,
You just ask NotebookLM, what are some unusual temples? Tell me about local food specialties not in the main tourist guides. It synthesizes the info from your sources for you.
wow, it's like building a custom knowledge base on demand.
Exactly. It's perfect for getting a solid foundational understanding of unfamiliar topics really, really quickly.
Okay, definitely a game changer for rapid learning. What about feature 5? Advanced use for video links, specifically meeting recordings. Sounds very corporate world relevant.
Yeah, this one's super practical for anyone stuck in endless video calls, Zoom, Teams, Tencent meeting.
Guilty.
All right. NotebookLM can help you process those recordings much more efficiently.
How does that actually work? Do you upload the video file?
You can. Or maybe easier, if the recording is on a platform or you upload it to YouTube, maybe as unlisted,
Uh-huh.
you just copy the shareable link and add that as a source in NotebookLM.
Okay, feed it the link. Then what?
Then the AI processes it surprisingly quickly and can give you a summary of the meeting's key content.
What kind of summary? Just the main points?
Usually, yeah, main discussion points. But often, it also pulls out key takeaways or action items, and this is neat, includes timestamps.
Timestamps. Clicking them takes you to the video.
Takes you right to that specific moment in the video's transcript, actually, which NotebookLM often generates.
Oh, wow. So you can instantly jump to review a key decision or hear exactly what was said about an action item.
Exactly, without scrubbing through the whole recording again. Huge time saver after long meetings.
No kidding. Okay, that's seriously useful. Finally, feature 6, the audio overview with interactive mode. This sounds different.
It really is. The basic audio overview takes the content NotebookLM generated summaries, answers, whatever, and turns it into a sort of mini podcast.
A podcast.
Yeah, it uses 2 AI voices having a conversation about the material. Apparently, NotebookLM was one of the first tools to offer this kind of audio summary.
That's great for people who prefer listening or, multitasking. Learn while you commute or whatever.
Definitely. The video used the Hokkaido travel info example again. Imagine listening to a quick chat about potential travel spots based on the articles you uploaded.
Cool. Can you save the audio?
Yeah, you can download it. But the really new exciting part is the interactive mode. It's still in beta, but
Interactive. How?
it lets you, the listener, interrupt the AI conversation and jump in.
Wait, what? You talk to the AI voices.
Kind of. There's a button you click in the interface. Then you can ask your questions related to what they're discussing. You basically join their conversation about your notes.
That sounds wild. Like making learning way more engaging, maybe?
But-
Less passive?
That seems to be the idea,
Right.
especially for people who find staring at screens a bit tedious. It makes it more dynamic, more accessible.
Okay, that's genuinely innovative. Are there any catches? Limitations?
The main one right now, according to the video, is language. Both the AI-generated dialogue in the audio overview and your interactive questions. They only support English currently.
Ah, okay. So even if my sources were in, say, Spanish, the audio chat would be in English.
Yep. And you'd need to ask your interrupting questions in English too, at least for now, being beta.
Good to know. So taking a step back, NotebookLM seems like it's really grown into something much more powerful now.
Oh, absolutely. These 6 features, but especially that massively increased context window. It's a pretty big deal.
The context window as its memory.
Right. It allows for much more continuous, more intelligent interaction. You're not just asking isolated questions. The AI remembers the broader context of your project or research over time.
It feels like a significant step up in how we can use AI to manage and understand information.
Definitely.
So for you listening, maybe think about this. How could these expanded capabilities in NotebookLM help you tackle your own information overload? Is there a project, a subject you need to learn where this could make a real difference?
Yeah, what complex topic could you build a Notebook LM expert on? What would you feed it? It's an interesting thought. Maybe even something you'd like us to dive into next time using this tool.